All right, recording. So now that I can take my record post-it note, for those of you that don't know me, I am Sally Ann Kearns, and I've been rolling with this business actually since the very beginning, since January 2023. So it's nearly been 3 years. And there's been a few things that I've learned along the way. And I guess what I've recognized is we all come to this industry with a desire quite often for health. So for anyone here, has anyone here had a desire for better health? And that's why they said yes to the technology. Yeah. Okay. So there's a fair few hands going up there. And the reason being is obviously life takes its toll, but we accumulate our kilometers as we go along on our physical vessel. And which is why this technology seems so attractive. And quite often what will happen is when you've had a breakthrough with your health, you then get pretty motivated to start sharing. And when this technology came into my lap, I certainly was not looking for anything else to add to my plate. I was not looking for a business. I was not really looking for a solution to income in this format either. But what happened was when I started to witness these miracles around me with family and friends, I got pretty motivated to keep sharing because the feedback was pretty incredible when you've got loved ones that have had chronic neuropathy and they haven't been able to walk, and they ring you and they say, hey, I've just walked the RSL for the first time in 3 years like a normal person. Or you've got your stepdad ringing you saying, hey, my hair color has changed back to black as opposed to gray, and my own health really reclaimed. And so what naturally happens is we start to become a business owner without perhaps knowing how to do so. And so what I've now witnessed in the last 3 years is there is, I guess, a gap, if you like, or there's an opportunity for growth in this arena. And Eric Worre mastered it pretty well. He sort of talks about the 7 things and the 7 skills that we need. So I want to cover them tonight. And I also want to talk about how to help people win in the first 72 hours. And it's not often how we think. We don't, some people can hit manager in 72 hours. Absolutely. Some people like Misha did it in 24, or some of us took a few weeks, some of us took a few months. It's not a race. This is a gestation period that we all come to based on our desires, our health. But what we have noticed is when people are able to reclaim their health, they're absolutely more motivated to start to share. So let me just put this present mode on and then I'll share my screen. So what I might do is I might run this training, and then if we've got any questions at the end, I'm happy. I'm not going to present myself as an absolute expert because I'm not senior presidential director yet, but obviously I can try and add some grace with regards to what we've got here. So 7 skills to master in your network marketing business and how to help people win in the first 72 hours. As I mentioned, this is inspired by Eric Worre. He has a little monthly subscription where you can invest $19 US, which is about $30 Australian. And he gives you little 7 to 5 minute videos each day that you can watch. And they're quite inspiring. But this really got my interest. So did you know that there's $200 billion in revenue in the network marketing profession annually? And 80 billion of those are payouts, which are the profits, and that equals about 40%, give or take. Now, Lifewave pay out approximately 60% of their profits. So that's, give or take, about $200 million daily in payouts. So we're not talking small bickies. Like, this is not chump change. This is actually some pretty significant income. There's 100 million involved in this profession at any one time. So people ebb and flow in and out. And 77% of them are women. And I think if you come at your business like, how can I bring value to this profession? And if you start to really think of it as a profession, and the fact that you're now going through potentially your 2nd or 3rd career, and this is one of them, so there's a real opportunity for the growth and also just introspection around what do I know here and where are my gaps and how do I close those gaps? So we've got 7 skills to master. Now, the number 1 is finding prospects. Now, I'm going to give you some hope here because guess what? We don't have to reinvent the wheel. This training system has 100% been created for us to win. And how do we know that it works? Well, Steve and Gina from the This Is It training system has created nearly 280 millionaires in 30 months with this system internationally. Now, this is not an income claim. I don't know your work ethic. We're not allowed to make income claims. But really, the number one process here is finding your prospects. I don't know who's drawing on the screen and I don't know how to stop it. So if you could stop being curious with that, that'd be great. So with regards to the finding prospects, we've got building a list, right? So you need to be able to build a list. And believe it or not, Steve and Gina on thisisitteam.com have actually done this for us in step 4. So we've got this beautiful system where you can go to thisisitteam.com, go to the 10-step system and actually look at the strategies on how to build a list. And there's memory joggers and trackers, etc. So you don't have to be an expert in this arena, but I will share with you that the more people you can continuously add to your list, the more opportunities you're going to find. You're going to uncover what Mike and Sahi Hernandez call the blue M&Ms, which are basically, you know, in every packet of M&Ms, we've got 1 or 2 blue ones, and they're the ones that run. They're the Misha, the Tessas, and the Marios, and they're fired up and they're ready to go and really run. So 7 skills to master. The second one is invitation. So you have to really become a master of invitation. And that is Eric Worre, and some of the training is if I sent you an invitation on Monday night, would you watch it? If I invited you to a live Zoom, would you attend? If I gave you an invitation to a live event, would you? And so you're kind of entering into this dialogue. You're getting a commitment from the person that if you do something, they'll do something back, instead of kind of just vomiting on them about, you know, GHKCU and copper peptides and whatever else, because you don't need to be the expert here. You're essentially just facilitating information and helping people become curious about their own adventure. And again, Steve and Gina, under step 5, they have how to contact and invite, which is really exciting. Now, presenting. This is presenting, and you can see that I'm definitely no expert in this because I've somehow got my settings here that lets people draw on screens and screen share and all the things, but we don't need to be an expert at everything, right? There's always going to be I feel more confident doing this as I've done it more and more. In the very beginning, I didn't really want to do this. I didn't want to do Zooms. I didn't feel very confident doing it. I'd be really nervous. But I've just learned how to kind of do this over 30 months. And it wasn't a skill that I was born with, let me assure you. So we really want to be able to present the opportunity. And so that's why on a Monday night in New Zealand, on a Tuesday night, Andrew and Vanessa, on a Wednesday night, we have our international USA or Australian opportunity meeting and others all around the world as our team grows. So instead of you physically doing the slides, you don't have to. But if you wanted to, there is an opportunity for you to download them onto your phone or onto your iPad or onto your device under downloads on This Is It Team, and you could actually flip someone through those slides just sitting in a cafe or sitting in their lounge room. But you do at some point have to master this, because this is, if you're going to create generational wealth and that's your goal for your business, then this is a skill where we need to start to master. So you can go there on step 6 on thisisitteam.com and check out presenting. Now, follow up. Now, most people, if you're new to this industry, this is a one where we get undone. And the reason is, 1, we don't like rejection. And secondly, we don't want to hear no's. We just want people to be as excited as we were and just run with this. But really, what Tess has shown us is that Mario had to contact her 6 times in order to get her interested in this technology and really claiming her health. So I guess what I would say is, what if your blue M&M or the person that you did follow up with 5 times might just need 1 more prompt? And it might not just be, hey, I'm just checking in to see if you checked out that information. You might actually send them something really meaningful, or you might give them an invitation to say, look, if there was a special, could I send it to you? Or so if I found a relevant testimony to your health concern, could I share that with you? Or if I found something really interesting scientifically that would benefit you, would you look at it? And so now you're starting to make it meaningful to them. And if they're the sort of person that you want to travel with and that you love being around and that they inspire you, then they are definitely someone that you should be investing in following up. And in a world where things are so incredibly busy, and families and parents and grandparents, we have so many responsibilities now, both financially and with our time. This follow-up piece really is where the magic happens. So you don't have to be an expert at this yet, but you will have to grow into one. And fortunately, we have step 7 on the This Is It team website. So This Is It step 7 will really help you learn how to master up. We give you some, follow up, and it'll show you how to master this process. All right, closing. Now, all right, who loves sales? I just want to see a show of hands. Is anyone here, anyone got their hands on? Who loves sales? Okay, there's a couple of hands up. Okay, cool. I love sales too, because I feel as though it's a facilitation of a problem solving. I feel as though sales is literally just an opportunity to solve a problem for someone. And quite often, like when I'm thinking about building my list, I'm going out into my world and I'm thinking into, all right, God, give me the opportunity to speak to some cool people today. So I'm setting my intention with prayer. I'm walking out into the world and I'm listening for sort of 3 things. Do they have a health need? Is there a wealth need? And is there an opportunity where they're talking about time? Health, wealth, or time? Because they're 3 things that people seem to really be struggling with at the moment. Cost of living, great. If I showed you a way to make $500 extra a week, not an income claim, would you be open to looking at an opportunity? Right? So you're not, oh my God, I'm a scientist and I know about GHKCU and it activates this peptide. It was from lobsters in the ocean, and oh my gosh, and this and this and that, and it's going to do this and it's going to do that. You're never doing that. You're just facilitating a really gentle invitation to somebody to see, is this a good fit? And so when I'm going out into the world, I'm thinking health, wealth, time, health, wealth, time. And if they're giving me any clues that they are things that they want to change, then I'm being a problem solver and I'm facilitating information. I'm becoming a master, I guess, inviter, if you wish. But step 5 here is closing. And there's a really simple way to close. And it's, hey, Jeanette, you mentioned to me that, you're having some issues playing tennis because you've got a tennis elbow. I've got this technology. There's no risk. There's either a 30-day money-back guarantee or a 90-day money-back guarantee, but I've seen this technology transform just that condition. Can I help you get started today? Does that feel sleazy? Does that feel sales-like? Or am I just asking somebody? And anyone as an adult has an adult right to say, no, thank you, or I need more information, or where can I research? Or if I sent you an invitation on Wednesday night, would you turn up? Right? So it's just an organic conversation, and there's nothing more powerful than, can I help? That word help is incredibly powerful because people are so busy. Like if you send them another link to look at and another link to navigate a website, and then they see all the technology on your lifewave.com website, they're going to freak out. And they're going to go into analysis paralysis because there's too many really amazing options there. So what I did for the first 11 months is I carried around order forms, and I just keep them on my desk. I still do it. I carry around order forms. I don't send anyone to the website because it's a minefield, and I want them to be set up properly. I want them on subscription. So if I am going to step them through the website under any circumstances, I would make sure that I was doing it on a Zoom for them or with them. I would never send somebody to the lifewave.com website my link because it's too complicated. At this point, it'll probably get a revamp at some point. But yeah, and then, this one, if you were to rate your interest out of 10, you saw that video, Jeanette. Have you seen the website? If you were to rate your interest out of 10, 0, not interested, 10, ready to get started, where would you say you're at? That's a really good way to gauge where are they and how do I help them? Because really all you're doing is you're trying to close the gap. If they're a 0, no problem. Thank you for being open to looking at the opportunity. Thank you. But if there was a special, could I? Like you might still leave that little anchor in there. You don't want to close the door completely, because I'm telling you now, you do not know what will change for people. So just having that little scale is really powerful, because if they were at a 5, you could say, and this is Kendall's one of the leaders in the US, her strategy is, great, what could I send you to get you to a 7 or a 9? And then when they're at a 9, what could I send you to get you to a 10? Or can I help you get started today? Doesn't have to be difficult. We're just helping people make decisions. This could be one of the best decisions of their life. It certainly was for me. Certainly was for my husband. And I stumbled into this. This business has changed me for the better, not just in my physicality, but my spirituality, my energy, my focus, my purpose, and my community. I've been blessed to be around so many incredible humans that are doing this journey with me now that I have the privilege to call friends. So getting started, onboarding. So I just talked about the order form. That's my strategy. And that was because I was paranoid that I'd do it wrong. And I felt that the order form gave me a level of confidence where I was gaining that information, but it didn't put me under pressure to be typing it in at the same time. So you find something that works for you, but the more relaxed you are in this process, that's going to come across too, because people feel your energy. So lucky, again, we don't have to come up with all of this training, because it's number 8 on the This Is It team training website. So again, there's going to be excellent tools and strategies to really support your growth. So really, this is exciting because we don't have to be an expert at all things. And number 7, which is really the key, is you're promoting events and duplication. And the kiss is keep it simple, because the minute you make it really complicated, it becomes overwhelming, and it becomes a degree in business or a gap that somebody's not quite prepared to go and execute. You know, if you sign up for a medical degree, you know that you're going to be in it for 6 to 10 years, right? When they're signing up to the network marketing product or a health transformation product, they're not really ready to go into full throttle business mode straight from the get-go. Quite often their brain's so foggy that it takes them 90 days to even just get to start to think again. So as they're putting their own oxygen mask on and reclaiming their health, then you can gently start to make sure that, hey, my person's going to come to some of these events. I want them to see the bigger picture. And fortunately for us, this is step 10 on the This Is It team training website. So we don't have to come up with the training system for it either. And then we get to self-evaluate, right? So we all have incredible strengths. And I can guarantee you that if I spoke to every single one of you, I would be so moved by the experiences that you've had in your life and the gifts that you have been given. So when we start to kind of do the negative self-talk of I'm not made for this, or this is too hard, or whatever, no, that's not the case. You just haven't been taught this tool, this skill. And that's okay, because we don't go into a new career and be an expert at it in 3 or 6 months. It takes 3 years. And I remember when Steve and Gina Merritt said, if you give us 3 years in this business, you will have success. And I thought, well, 3 years, I owned a real estate business for 25 years. So the first 5 years in my real estate business, I made no money. So if I did this for 3 years and I made no money, then I'd still be doing better than I did in my real estate business, because it didn't cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars to open the doors. Whereas this is maybe 10,000 for the whole year, and that's using all your own product. It's going overseas to the convention and whatever. So I guess where you're at now is just be honest with yourself, because the more you can be honest with yourself about where do I actually sit in this picture, you know, out of 10, if I was number 1 was I'm a beginner, and 10 is I'm at mastery with this, where are you at? Finding prospects. Where are your strengths? How are you at inviting? You might be an incredible event manager. You might have been school captain or something really cool at school and you've just got that gift. You know, you might be an excellent presenter. You might do this for a living. You might be from a corporate background. You might love the follow-up. You might love the closing or the helping people get started and the events and duplication. And so what I would say is pick the ones that you're really strong at and try to do those as much as you can. And then the ones that you're weak at, link arms with your active upline and let them guide you through how they do it so that you get an exposure into, well, how are they doing it? How did they get, 50 or 60 people in their team? What are they doing differently? So then you can learn by osmosis and see and implement and make it your own. You don't want to be a cookie cutter of Sally Ann. You don't want to be a cookie cutter of Misha and Tessa. You need to find and adopt your own style because your people are going to be attracted to you. Their people are attracted to them. My people are attracted to me. There's enough fish in the ocean for all of us. And the more natural you can integrate your skill set and your persona and everything that you've learned up until this moment, that's why people say yes. This is a people business. And they're actually saying yes to you, despite the technology. The reason why they're genuinely saying yes is because of you. So if you can harness your skills and where you're excellent or where your higher numbers are, then just stay there and then be honest. And there's so much training in this industry. Like if you went network marketing, how to become an expert at presenting, I can assure you there'd be thousands of advertisements online. There'd be books on it, there'd be podcasts, there'd be so many resources. And then it's just a matter of finding who you vibe with in terms of their presentation style and their voice, etc. So be honest with yourself. And look, if you're just starting out and you're in this business and you're like, holy smokes, I'm like a 1 at all of these, great. Fantastic, because you don't have any preconceived ideas about anything. You're going to go and you're going to do the 10-step system. You'll probably do it blissfully, effortlessly, just like they suggest, and you're going to win big. It's sometimes when we have a preconceived idea about these things that we can actually slow our growth. So that's exciting too. And if you're just looking at this sort of information for the first time and going, oh, actually, you know what, there are 7 areas and I do actually need to work on some of these. Maybe that's why I haven't retained rank or found the right people yet. Okay, so I might just stop there for 2 seconds. Does anyone have any questions on that part? Feel free to unmute yourself. You can share what's working for you. You can share where you're at if you like. Oh, tough crowd. Sorry. Don't laugh, I'm going to cry. It's I much prefer presenting in person. All right, cool. Very clear and concise. Yay, who's there? Talk to me.
Sally Ann, I love the evaluation, the self-evaluation.
Yeah, thank you.
Because it feels really big from start to finish, but breaking it up into those 7 areas makes it much more manageable.
Yeah. And then we go, okay, well, there's only 3 areas now that I need to refine, and I'm going to focus on those and upskilling in those areas or asking for help. And then all of a sudden we bridge the gap and we've got to where we want to go. So I just think don't put so much pressure on yourself. When you first started in your first career, how long did it take you to master it? How long did it take you to master nursing, Fiona?
Yeah, like I was always mastering it.
And
stop.
Exactly. And it's the same with this industry. Like as one strategy changes, things like our new compensation plan comes in and we've got to wrap our heads around this. And then new tools will come out that will support our growth and support our development, just like they're doing now with these apps and AI. And we are people in an evolving universe of change. And sometimes we can trick ourselves to think that we're not relevant, but we are so relevant. And this business never more than ever. Misha, Tessa, and Mario did all of this without Facebook and without this AI strategy and without any of it. They just did it belly to belly, loving on people, using their strengths and really leveraging. And that's available to all of us. And you know how I know? because I did. 3 of them did, and more, right? So that's the bit where I go, proof's in the pudding. And so even when my brain wants to trick me that I don't know what I'm doing and this is too hard and all the things, I look and go, am I being really honest with myself? And am I doing each of those things? Not all day, but am I doing each of those things with enough frequency and tenacity and with focus and vision, with my goals front and center, to actually move the needle and create the momentum that's needed? And that's the bit where we have to be honest with ourselves. And if we're not being honest with ourselves, then we're going to set ourselves up to fail, which nobody wants to. Who wants to be there? That sucks. All right. So I'm just going to go into that last section of this training. And it's not what you think. So our new compensation plan 2.0, which Misha and Tessa, I don't know how or where they're going to train from, but they're doing a special training on Thursday night. If you have yet not looked at the 1 million stars training, I would urge you to do so. It is on the This Is It YouTube channel and it's free. It was about 6 hours and it's really covering high level some of these new improvements and enhancements. But one of the things that I've been really aware of is this community piece. And we want to help people win and help them. Essentially, all you're doing with this business is you are buying time, right? You're buying time. And you'll often hear the leadership talk about we're building event to event. Now that's an event here buys a lot of time. So if you've been to Florida like me, you via osmosis with the next level event, you feel it. You can't kind of give up on your dreams beyond that, because you're like, I know that they're in reach. I just need to harness my 7 skills and get like strengthen where I am weak. And so let's just say that you've signed on a new brand partner. So I'm going to not pick on Jeanette, but I'm going to use Jeanette as an example. Let's say Jeanette started last week. And do you think that if Jeanette earned some money, even if it was like $30 US, do you think it would be easier for Jeanette to stay? Yeah. She's probably going to go, wow, that was easy. All I did was talk to one person that I love and tell them about this technology and it might change their health. And they got really excited and I got paid in US dollars. So Jeanette's going to get pretty excited about that. Now, let's just say that Estelita, she started last week. Let's say she comes in and she signs up a preferred customer. Is that going to be easier now for her to stay and learn a little bit more? Yeah, absolutely. She's going to be like, yeah, there's interest, right? I've validated that there's a desire for people to use this technology. Yeah, I've got a customer. Let's say that Shelley joins and she signs up a brand partner. So someone goes, yeah, I can see the opportunity here. I really want to build the business. Is she going to get FOMO? She's going to go, oh, good, I made the right decision. Someone else wants to do it too, right? What if you made a friend? What if I made a friend like Fiona and I go, gosh, this is a cool chick. I want to hang around with her because she writes books and she's an excellent trainer and she just loves on people and she's just a really beautiful human and I actually want to be around beautiful humans, right? Imagine if that happened to you, because maybe you don't have many beautiful humans in your face, and you want them in your world. So if I made a friend in that first few weeks, I'm going to be more likely to stay. If I won a contest or a competition, let's just say that I won, which I did, a trip to Vietnam, and they sent me all expenses paid to a 5-star hotel in Da Nang with my husband for 4 days. And I went and I got treated like luxury and I had the most incredible breakfast and I got to swim around in the pool in a little floaty thing with a cocktail. Am I going to be inclined to want to share this technology and stay? Yeah. I'm going to be pretty excited if I won a contest or a competition. Now, proclamation. Now, proclamation is where we state that we're doing it, right? So really it's a layer of accountability, if you wish. And it could be getting a post on social media saying I'm partnering with and I'm doing this because, and I'm really excited because this is whatever. And we're not making any claims, so we're staying in compliance. You're not saying I'm going to heal your chronic condition with this technology and I'm going to make $1 billion. You're not saying anything like that, okay? You're staying compliant. But if you made a proclamation of this is what I'm doing, my shop doors are now open and I'm ready for business, please help me by asking me about this technology so that I can get my training wheels off, or I'm taking it to the top. So that could be you sharing that with your team member. If you were new this week and your upline said, I'm taking this to the top, how would you feel? Would you feel inspired? Would you know that their certainty? Would you be buying on their belief? You'd be loaning a little bit, wouldn't it? You'd be using a library card and loaning their belief. So where you can, proclaim you too with your new brand partners. Tell them where you're going, where you've been, when you're doing it by. Now, events, and we're talking about the January event, which is All In, which is a virtual event in Las Vegas. It's only got 500 seats, or the August Florida event, which I don't know, I can't remember the name, in person. They buy you a lot of time, right? So anyone that you can get to an international event or an online event, just like the one that we've just had, you'll have your brand partners hanging around for a bit. Recognition. So Tony, well, let's give Tony a round of applause because he hit manager, right? He got a little gift from Lifewave in the mail. How does it feel, right? It feels good to be recognized because your boss ain't patting you on the back each day going, geez, you're doing a good job. No one's giving a lot of patting on the back. So the fact that the company recognizes you and we recognize you and we recognize those efforts helps you feel like you're part of something and that you want to hang around. And so you need to celebrate your people's wins because this is big and this is going to be even easier in our compensation plan 2.0 because it's actually, things have gotten so much easier. Like manager at the moment is actually 4 people. It's, it feels like a stretch. And then you got to have them on auto ship and sometimes they pop off, sometimes they don't. So, you're constantly sort of dancing in that rank, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. It's a bit of salsa. All right, training. So turning up to training. Now, we have no shortage of training in Australia. We have Tessa's Wednesday training. We have this Monday night training. We have the Saturday USA training. And you just pick based on your lifestyle, what's your non-negotiables. Based on what you can fit in, right? But really having people turn up to training and see the bigger picture and see the simplicity of this is going to help them stick around. So popping them in group chats, if you have your own, or if you're in the greater WhatsApp groups, or if you've got your own system, really getting them engaged in this communication piece, showing them where can they ask questions if you don't respond in 3 minutes, where can they feel supported. It's really important, guys. Stories. So sharing stories of, I wasn't really looking for a business and then this came into my lap and my husband's back pain diminished and I got really curious and then my hemorrhoids went away in 6 weeks and I didn't know why and I got really curious and then I kept patching people I loved and then they kept having transformations and then all of a sudden I kept getting paid. They just kept paying me in US dollars and I got really excited and I realized I had to really look at this because there was nothing else like it. That's my story. Is it your story? No, but you need to be able to tell your story and make it relevant and inspire others with, what? No one wants to do network marketing as a business. No one. And if they do, as Steve Merritt said on stage today, you should be really skeptical because it's not true. We all hate it in the beginning, but then we realize that we're partnering with David Schmidt. We're partnering with Stephen Gina's vision, which is indestructible. These guys they're relentless. They want us to win. We've got Misha and Tessa and Mario running around Australia, lighting us all up and backing us. And then, of course, your own product result. So getting people on the Monday Momentums to share what this technology has done for them, getting them on the health tracker, which is available in the back office under resources. Making sure that they take photographs of their skin, their hair, their scars, writing down where do they feel out of 10. Because you know what? We forget the absence of health problems. When they go away, we don't really go, oh, geez, my sore thing, I really miss it. No, you don't. You just say la vie and you're moving on and you're kind of getting into the next thing. So essentially, If you can get people into this space in the first 72 hours, get your upline to message. Imagine if Jeanette started last week and she got a message from 2 of her uplines saying, Jeanette, you've made the best decision with your health, and we cannot wait to back you when you're ready to run, or if you've got any questions. Imagine if she got 2 messages from people that she'd never met before saying, I'm ready to help you. How would she feel? So engage your upline, get this communication happening, use the system, plug them in, have an onboarding process where you might send them the little website. This is it, team, send them, get them engaged. Doesn't matter where they're starting, whether they're just claiming their health or their wealth, but you've got to share the bigger picture with them. At some point, you need a system. And that's what will give you the generational wealth. So that's the end of my little slidey poos. If anyone has any questions, feel free to unmute and hit me up.
Yeah, I've got a question, Robin.
Go for it.
I don't know what you mean by upline.
Ooh.
I'm brand new. I'm brand new.
Hey, Robin, thank you for joining us. Hey, and you are excellent because you're putting your hand up and you're actually asking questions. So an upline is the person that sponsored you or shared this technology with you. So they're a brand partner with Lifewave. Now, if your person that sponsored you or shared this technology is not running this as a business, you want to kind of say to them, how do I get hold of my next active upline? Because you want to plug in and you want to get their help because they've already done kind of where you're wanting to go with it. So do you know who your next?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know Kathy Hartwig? No.
No.
But Jan Dowling.
Oh yeah, awesome. Well, you've got phenomenal leaders in Jan, and
so I chatted to Jan today. So,
jump onto Jan's, just like jump onto her and do not let go.
Okay.
She's
I got you.
Okay. And whatever she says, you're just like, yes, Jan, I'm going to do it, even though this is really uncomfortable. I'm going to do it anyway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got so many awesome people here. Thank you for asking. Any other questions? Nope. Cool.
Just off the topic, the new incentive, when's that starting, or has it started?
27th today. Yeah, so there's an incentive which has anyone ever been to Hungary?
No, I've been Hungary a few times.
Oh mate, Hungary is amazing.
What's that got to do with the incentive?
Yeah, so there's an incentive trip to Hungary.
Right.
And Hungary, let me tell you a story about Hungary. So Hungary has meat platters. Sorry if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, but Hungary has meat platters bigger than I've ever seen in my life. They also have young women that actually make money from making organic cotton doilies. Do you remember the doilies that grandmas had all over the lounges and stuff? And they sell them in the bathrooms of all the public toilets. So this is how women are making their money. So you want to make sure that if you do qualify for that, you take a lot of change with you and you bring these doilies because they are absolutely stunning. And they are really big on mineral baths. And they've got really good wine, and it's a beautiful place. There's a lot of history. So that's, I think the run will be possibly what we had last time, which was nearly 2.5 months to qualify, and it starts today. So you can't get into your back office for the next 24 hours because Lifewave's incorporating the new compensation plan and making everything faster, better, stronger. So don't freak out if you can't log into Lifewave, but you want to start running, and you want to run for that, because if you're new today, that trip is easy for you, believe it or not.
Very achievable.
Very, very achievable. You guys just qualified, didn't you, Adam?
Yes, yeah, we got the 2 tickets and the one, but I've just had some bad news today from the US Embassy. I haven't got my visa application, so
okay.
I'm not going to be able to go.
I'll go. I'll go for it now. Bahamas.
I've got to talk to an immigration lawyer tomorrow, I think. I've just been talking to Vanessa. She's going to talk to a cousin, so.
Yeah. It's all right. It'll happen. Just declare it. It's all good. We're behind. We'll keep you lifted in prayer, mate. It's all good.
Yeah,
Yes,
they got-
Adam, it's going to happen. Don't say it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to
Oh, it's
happen.
gonna-
This one's going to happen.
Got a question.
Sure.
The number of download I've got now, are they transferred into manager 1, manager 2 automatically?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So
And
change.
that's on the back office as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so when we're able to log into the back office, which will be in about 24 hours, we'll start to see some new changes. And then I know that Misha, Tessa, and I think Emma are going to train on this on Thursday night. So they're doing an impromptu special training to really gear us up to win. And I suspect, and I haven't watched it, so I can't really speak to it yet, but the 1 million stars, that is a free training on YouTube, will cover a lot of this. So they've literally got a tracker, which I don't know, if you came to Florida, you might have had your activity journal. They're a bit trickier to get here, but in this and online on the This Is It team training, I suspect all of the documentation will be shifted to the new resources. Steve and Gina don't really waste too much time when it comes to these things, so I suspect that they would have upgraded most of our resources. In fact, I noticed that the website had changed today, so I suspect that would go live. So there'll be details of 1-star manager, 2-star manager, director, how to qualify. And there's literally a plan on how to win fast in 21 days. So just know that those resources will be available. And I just haven't explored the website for the last few hours because I've been doing other projects, getting these slides ready. But if don't worry, you will be equipped to win, guys. So just keep focused on the bigger picture, and that's just belly to belly talking to people that need this transformation with their health. Anything else? Oh, good. Excellent. Thanks, Amanda. Yes, This Is It team website is already updated in the downloads. So everything is there for you to win, just to renew yourself, but don't get too distracted, guys. Like, just keep the heart in this. You know, build that list, close the gaps, master those 7 steps, help people really win in 72 hours, and the blessings will flow. Like, it's just inevitable. Awesome. All right. Well, let's all go to Hungary, get a meat platter and some doilies. All right. Good night,
Thank you,
everybody.
Sally Ann. That was
Good night.
incredible.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Sally Ann.
All right. Bless you all. Speak soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.